God damn it, Jordan. I thought that if I let you know that it would have clued you in. You didn't even say it.
You just said you were waiting feed for me to say okay. So I figured I needed to provide you the okay.
Hi, everyone. For context, every single time I go to hit record, I alert Jordan I'm about to hit record, and then he decides to go okay. And for the last couple episodes, the recording has started with okay, and I've just ignored it.
Oh, this is the best possible way to start this.
Well,
you know what's funny? I've had the opposite issue where I don't know why Podbean keeps doing this to me, but when I hit stop recording, the actual exported audio file is like 15 to 20 seconds shorter than that. So I, like, for the last 4 episodes or something, for the 2 people who make it to the end of my episodes, they'll have noticed that I just kind of stop in the middle of a random sentence towards the beginning of the wrap up. Wow. I don't know how to handle that.
Incredible. Okay, welcome back to Cape Corner. I'm Blue.
I'm Jordan.
What the fuck else do I say in the intro? We explore the history, story, and cultural impact of a different character group every episode. We're already off the rails. So now is the part where my fun little in-joke that I have to really go out of my way to draw attention to happens. My new famous segment. Jordan, please take a look at the title of our recording.
Oh boy, hang on. I gotta dig my phone out. Very good.
Yeah, so today we're talking about Power Rangers Jungle Fury, but I decided to call our recording Furry Fury.
That's fair.
Fun fact, did you know that that's what the series was originally going to be called?
Did they like, is that the reason they didn't? Is like someone told them that it's like, hey, so furry.
No, I am lying to you. I made that shit up. But never assume that I won't clock a lie about. Never assume that I will clock a lie about the stupidity of executives. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's so funny that like you could have even been like, yes, that's possible because it is Power Rangers and they do very weird shit.
I just figured some executive was like Furry Fury, and then some aide was like, "Sir." Actually, I need to stop you right there.
Sir, we need to take a walk over here real quick. I need to privately tell you something. So Power Rangers Jungle Fury. I'm going to go right ahead and say I dig this season for how experimental they got with it. Because they tried a bunch of different things. They threw a lot of stuff at the wall. I don't think it all stuck. But I would rather a series take big swings and miss a few of them than try to play it overly safe and fucking fail. Looking at you, Operation Overdrive.
That's about how I'm feeling with this one. There's some stuff in here that really works for me. And there's a few that's like, okay.
Now, admittedly, some of this is naturally a result of the Sentai, as it often is. So the fact that they're all wearing... I mean, okay, Power Rangers suits are spandex suits, right? But they're not really what I think of when I think of the term morph suits. Like, with morph suits, I think of, like, what a skier wears or some shit, right? Like,
sure, okay.
Just like a unitard completely made of just mostly single color, and then there's a few little fancy little design accents on it. Mm-hmm. Not really the same style as like a Power Rangers costume. This season, they're pretty much wearing morph suits.
Sure.
They're almost entirely just spandex suits of their color, but then they have some black stripes on the side.
Yeah, you could do the luge in this.
Yes, exactly. But with that, they they also, well, okay, let's get this out of the way real quick because it's very contentious for this season. The morphers. Um,
Okay.
this time, instead of the morphers being a belt buckle, a wrist-mounted device, a cell phone, as they quite often are, this time they decided to make them sunglasses. Um, now, here's the thing: with all of those other things, they're bulky enough that I could buy that there's some sort of hyper advanced machinery tapping into this extra dimensional power source, right?
Sure.
These are just sunglasses, like normal shape and size sunglasses. I can understand why it really stretches the suspension of disbelief to believe that these could function as morphers.
Sure.
Um, and with that in mind, I kind of would have liked if they just kept the Sentai morphers. I don't think the Sentai morphers always work. I don't think they're always better than what Americans would come up with, because sometimes you get shit like the Dino Charge morpher, which is their morpher and also their sidearm weapon, and I just don't think that works for me. And it's not helped by, again, this isn't a Dino Charge episode, but one of the biggest gripes I have about Dino Charge is that in their morphing sequence, it has this extra cartoonish chomp sound effect, which lacks the actual impact of finishing a morphing sequence that pretty much everything else has.
What bothers me about the Dino Charge morph, and we will get into it more when we get there, is that it's kind of the beginning of the extremely long, tedious morph sequence that I don't remember if I've mentioned this before, but it's like, I love that pretty much up until now, it's some little, like, Jungle Beast Spirit Unleashed. I like tripped myself up because I said it too fast.
Did we just morph because we said it at the same time?
Probably. We're connected through the morphing grid. But, you know, Ninja Storm Ranger form, it's gonna be some, like, fun little quick snappy thing, press a button, type a code, swing a thing or whatever the fuck, I don't know, like they point their wands at the sky in Mystic Force. And so there's always gonna be some quick little thing and then a cool animatic, but then you get to where, like, for Dino Charge, it's like, alright, it's morphin' time, you say it's morphin' time first, then you have to click the thing, then put the thing in the gun, energize, spin the thing, upgrade, you know, unleash the power thing, and then just press the trigger, and then the thing goes around, and then it starts a whole thing. And I remember seeing a video of the Red Dino Charge Ranger, who, he's got a YouTube channel, and he's a lot of fun to watch.
Brennan Maya.
Yeah, I watched a video of him doing the morph with some kid who's a fan, and the kid gets, like, lost halfway through, and I'm like, yeah, that's sad. The morph is way too complicated.
Yeah, I will say real quick, I don't disagree with you, but I will say it's not the beginning of that. The beginning is Samurai.
Okay, yeah.
The Samurai.
Yeah, theirs is pretty, because they have to draw the thing.
Yeah. Well, they have to draw the thing, and then the morphing sequence happens, but the morphing sequence is also about 3 times longer than the average morphing sequence of everything else.
Sure. I guess my issue with Dino Charge is that they have to say a whole bunch of shit before the morphing sequence even starts.
Yeah, but
it's morphin' time, Dino Gem Act, what?
If you want to think about how complicated it would be for fans to replicate it, think about a kid trying to remember kanji and draw it in midair.
Sure.
Let me rephrase. An American kid.
That one's pretty bad. But it was kind of funny that the kid, like, gets lost halfway through, and then he's, like, apologetic, and he's like, I haven't seen it in a while, and the actor is like, no, it's okay, it's very complicated. It's just like, that's so, it was a funny video.
Do you think it would have been better or worse if they just stuck to samba dancing? For those of you that don't know, again, we're not on that season, but since we're talking about it, in the Sentai for Dino Charge, they did a little samba dance in place before they fired off their gun and morphed. It's just very fun.
That is fun.
It was a little whistling.
We'll get to those. I'm really excited to get to all those because I watched most of them for the first time recently, so I'm getting, like, very excited to get to the new stuff for me.
Yeah. Okay, so what I was saying about the morphers, I don't
Yes.
think that Sentai morphers are always naturally better than American morphers. I am a weeb, but I'm not like oh, the superior Japanese. No, I'm not. I'm not that bad. Okay, so but in this instance, the sunglasses are fine. I don't hate them, but I definitely don't love them. But I do
Mhm.
think it was cooler in the Sentai. They have these little orange devices on the backs of their hands, and they make a clawing motion through the air, and like three energy streams come out of the yellow gadgets on the back of their hands as they do this clawing motion, and then the streams wrap around them, and then they morph like that. And if you notice, they actually still have these orange gizmos on the backs of their hands when they're
I
in.
did notice.
Yeah, so those are their morphers.
Hmm.
And I think that's cool, and I really like that better than
Yeah.
the sunglasses because it's not like the sunglasses have any thematic element to what they do. Like,
Yeah, other than that they just kind of look like the visor
yeah,
that's gonna, like the helmet is like gonna come out of the visor. It's kind of that's kind of fun, but otherwise, yeah.
yeah, but you could also say that for any Power Rangers mask, pretty much.
Yeah.
So it really has nothing to do with these guys specifically. Like I said, I don't hate it. I'm not like, oh my god, they ruined it. But like, yeah, could have been
I
better.
do like
Um,
for toyness that these are the easy, like, kid just needs sunglasses. It's
yeah.
not
Um,
some big toy that you got to go to Target. You just need some sunglasses and say the
Except
words.
for when we hit the Rhino Ranger, and that thing is an entire fucking Nerf factory on your arm.
That thing's ridiculous.
It's possibly the worst morpher ever. Like, I'm putting it out there. It's
It's
terrible.
one of them.
But and then the other thing I want to say about them getting experimental with this season, again,
Mhm.
throwing stuff at the wall, see what sticks. Power Rangers has always had martial arts in the background from episode one of Jason teaching a karate class, and then obviously they fight the putties and all that shit with martial arts.
Yeah.
Um, So, like, it's not like it's groundbreaking to have a season directed around martial arts, especially when, like, even going past they've always done martial arts in civilian form, like, some seasons have been around, like, ninja and other kind of, like, martial fighting styles, but they go really hard into this. It's entirely martial arts themed, like classical kung fu movie kind of like we're talking training montages, we're talking specialized weapons like tonfa and stuff.
Yeah, we're talking
Um,
an entire episode that's a parody of the Karate Kid.
yes. On that topic, and I also want to say real quick, I think the morph suit thing lends itself well to we're being martial artists and not just like whatever kind of themed superheroes who happen to use martial arts. I
Yeah.
think that's working well. And something I want to say real quick. Any kind of media that has a black lion in it, I'm a fan of. And Voltron, the black lion, that shit's dope.
Hmm.
Um, I myself made an original character based around the idea of a black lion, Black Mane. Um, he's one of my favorite heroes. He grows up to be a rock star and also like city superhero.
Yeah.
Um, he's basically what if the Dare line put on rock concerts instead of acted as a narc? Um, and and in this, possibly my favorite. I've got to really think about it, but he's definitely very high up
This
there
is
as far as
this
one
is
of
a
my
cool
favorite
look.
Power Rangers villains slash antagonists ever, Daishi.
Yeah, I will say I like it in general. There's a few exceptions like Mesogog, but in general, I much prefer when the villain has a face. Just when there's like a real person who's the big bad.
Yeah. As long as he's not behind a shitty fucking He-Man discount store mask. I'm looking at Lothar or Lothar. Um,
But like this is something that I get really that I start having a big problem with for most of those later seasons is that you get where the main villain is always a King Mondo type, just big rubber costume person, and I'm like, well, that doesn't feel right to me. I need to see the villain.
Especially because their personalities get lazier and lazier as it goes on. Like,
Yeah,
you could argue that Xandrid is like kind of got a personality because he's always a tired drunk. Sure, I can get behind that. But then,
sure.
what the fuck is the name of the guy who was sitting in the chair when he was fighting Red and Silver Super Mega Force? I don't know his name. He was just the guy that sat in the chair.
Yeah. Well, see, and I wouldn't know him apart from the one from Samurai or the one from. I think I might know the name of the one from Dino Charge. There's another, and then there's it's just.
Okay, well, I can name the people from Dino Charge, but I really like that season.
I think I might know that one. Like, I would recognize that one if you said it.
Sledge.
But yes, Sledge. It was on the tip of my tongue. I was trying to find it. But like, if you told me the names of the Ninja Steel, Samurai, and Megaforce villains, well, I'm not going to know which one you're talking about.
I mean, clearly you're accurate in saying that because I told you the name of the Samurai villain, and it's Xandrid.
Oh shit! Yeah. See, I didn't know that.
He's the guy
I just watched that.
He's the guy that's on the boat, and he's always drinking the sake. And
yeah, he's on a boat. That's all I got from him. He's on a boat.
I'm on a boat, motherfucker. Don't you ever forget. It wouldn't shock me if someone actually made an AMV of that.
I'm sure someone has. But yeah, so that's like a big issue that I have with the back half here as we get further into the series is less and less personable villains, but Jared turned into Dai Shi is fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's really good because we do this sometimes where we have someone who is supposed to be the Red Ranger and then isn't, but normally they don't go all the way over into, well, I'm the villain instead.
Yeah, that's fun.
We have Mike, who was supposed to be the Red Ranger, but then he died at risk and then was the Magnet Defender.
Right.
And, we have people like, I guess, similar, we have the A Squad Red Ranger, but she was, in fact, a Red Ranger. It's just she was also villainous.
Yeah, and you've got where Sky assumed he would be the Red Ranger, but that wasn't a destiny kind of thing.
Yeah. This is literally just, he made one too many fuck-ups, and suddenly he's possessed by an ancient evil.
And he's got discount Hayden Christensen vibes.
Jerry looks cool, because he's got, like, the guy playing him has a really good face for a villain.
Yeah. Like he does menace very well.
High angular cheekbones and like crazy eyes when he opens them up all the way. I'm like, oh yeah.
He's got his scruffy hair going and everything. Like
he's great. And it's especially great because again, one of the things that elevated Lost Galaxy so much for both of us was that Trakina had to train to be a competent villain. And Dai Shi gets something similar. He gets his own training montage, and it's like, fuck yeah, love that shit. I guess we should actually start talking about the premise of the series before we get any deeper. So, it's the Pai Shui Martial Arts Academy. It's the Order of the Claw or whatever the fuck you want to call it. It's like similar to the ninja. What the fuck are they called? The Wind Ninja.
Yeah, the Wind Ninja Academy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, similar to that. It's another martial arts order out in the middle of somewhere.
Where specifically 3 of them are destined to be Power Rangers.
Yeah. Wow.
You know what? That's not true. This wasn't like the Order of the Claw destined them to be Power Rangers. The what?
It's the same dude, isn't it?
What same dude?
The sensei, the mentor, Lothor.
Oh, I don't think that's the same actor.
Is it not?
A different guy. I think this is a different guy. But
okay.
But to be fair to Ninja Storm, this is, I guess to be fair to both of them, they're not exactly the same because this isn't and 3 of them were destined to be Power Rangers. This is RJ knows a guy. And decided to add being Power Rangers to their ninja training.
Yeah. He was like, look, I believe in our martial arts order and everything, and I do think we can kick some serious ass. But I'm just saying it wouldn't hurt our cause if we were also Power Rangers.
Yeah, I love that.
RJ's great. Yeah, so the Paishwa Academy. Now we have 3 top level students who are all able to summon their spirit animals, and they uh, pretty much seem to be more like a vixen kind of thing, where you just see this astral image of an animal, and
Yeah.
it gives them some kind of effect. They don't literally like summon a spirit animal to fight alongside them. It's not a JoJo.
Well, it does seem like they kind of did that at the beginning, but only at the beginning, which is interesting.
Yeah, so we got Theo, who can summon the spirit of the jaguar. And then it's Lily, right?
Yes.
And she can summon the spirit of a cheetah.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing they say every time they morph is with the stealth of a jaguar and with the speed of a cheetah.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I'm assuming that it helps Theo be more sneaky and her be more fast.
I guess, in theory. Occasionally they'll show something like that, where she suddenly punches someone a whole bunch of times really fast.
And then we see Jared, who, first of all, if you're going to pick a villainous name, the dude from Subway is a good pull.
I was about to say, good.
But he rocks up, and like they're all doing a training fight, and the other 2 are pretty respectable to their opponent, and Jared is just like really going too ham with his lion spirit. Which
and he's clearly about to keep attacking the person while they're down.
And he has to be told to stop, and then he decides, well, if I can't abuse this guy anymore, I'm going to abuse this towel boy. The towel boy being Casey, who he's like, towel boy, give me my fucking towel, and he like pushes him over, and Casey gets pissed and accidentally summons the spirit of the tiger, who roars hard enough to blow Jared back, and basically that's all the mentor needed to see. He was like, all right, Jared, I'm sick of your bullshit, and this kid clearly has the potential to be strong enough to be a leader. I don't need you anymore. Get the fuck out.
Yeah, get out.
And kicks Jared out, and Jared packs his fucking bags and he leaves, and he's pissed off, and he like swears revenge. And in kind of like a Venom-esque fashion, it's both the human and the other force merging together that both are pissed off at the main characters. So that's really cool. But yeah, then the mentor takes those 3 down into like this catacomb, and are like, inside this chest right here is the greatest evil we ever faced. It's an ancient spirit beast monstrosity called Dai Shi. Now, whatever you do, you cannot open this lid or we'll all be fucked. And so it immediately gets opened. Just like episode 1, just the one thing you were supposed to not do immediately happened. I can't even remember why. I just know it happens, and the spirit comes out and immediately kills their mentor, and because it's Power Rangers, he's okay later. He comes back from the dead. It's not even a big deal. But we see in his dying moments be like, you gotta go to this fucking pizza place in the middle of the city.
That is just a fucking hilarious final words for a monk in the mountains.
Yeah. And then we cut to Jared walking through the woods being like, stupid Paishwa, I'll show them. Like Blair
I'll make my own place with blackjack and hookers.
In fact, forget the blackjack. And then we cut to Blair Witch Project point of view camera.
Very fun.
And it's Daishi, and we would find out, like, because even though he starts wearing this like big cool black fur collar, kingly robe shit, and he's got a throne room, and he's got a servant now in Camilla.
I believe that's correct. There's the hooker. We found her.
Yeah. Well, hell of a hooker, because damn, she's pretty good looking. Even in her monster form, I'm like, you know what? Not a deal breaker.
Yeah, pretty good build.
This isn't like a Scorpina situation where as soon as the monster form hits, you're just like, you look at her, you're like, you know what? You can probably do some crazy stuff with that tongue. So I'm still on board.
So
But
this is a wildly off topic thing, but for some reason when you mentioned the box and like, by the way, in this box, you don't open this box. I don't know. I just, folks, I'm sorry. It's ADHD. I just, I got to get this out. Have you seen The Martian?
I have not. No.
So The Martian is about a guy who gets stranded on Mars alone, basically.
Yeah, it's Matt
And
Damon, right?
yeah, and there's a point where he's like trying to figure out how to stay warm because it's a deal where he's got to go very far and he doesn't get to he can't waste battery power on heating for this thing. But anyway, he says, fortunately, we do have a radioactive isotope that is powering a geothermal sensor nearby. And he says, now, I didn't pay super close attention to all of the trainings, but I believe one of them was titled, Don't Dig Up the Giant Box of Plutonium. and the delivery of that line just really cracked me up. Anyway, that's what you reminded me of.
I just can't get over the fact of like, boy, it sure is chilly. I wish I could warm up. I know, I'll warm up
Plutonium.
thermonuclear material. It's like, yeah, I'm sure nothing will go wrong with that.
Yeah, he has a lot of those moments. It's a great movie, by the way. If you ever happen to have the option to watch it, it's a great movie.
Okay.
Anyway, Jungle Fury.
Yeah, but what's really funny is that so Jared was already the best student, and Daishi is this monstrous martial arts legend, and so you think he's just immediately going to start kicking ass, but he's just like, why do I feel a lot weaker? And Camilla or whoever is just like, oh yeah, you're used to being like a spiritual fucking like monster, but now you're in a human body. And it's a very Dragon Ball, being like, you don't know how to use that body. You need to get used to it. Which, speaking of, I want to point this out real quick. One of the only times that that's ever really been brought up in Dragon Ball is when Captain Ginyu swaps bodies with Goku. And,
Okay.
and he's like, oh, I should have a power level of 180,000. And Goku's like, actually, I only got that strong because I know the Kaioken technique. Just because you took my body doesn't mean you know how to use that. And also, even with my base power level, you're not used to my body, so you can't use it as effectively, so you're weaker than I was. And he winds up getting rocked. And then they kind of do it again with Goku Black, but because he's permanently switched to Goku's body and he's had years being in it, he's like, I'm still kind of learning, but I'm still effective in this. It's fine. But recently they started the show Dragon Ball Daima, where Goku and everybody else gets turned into kids. And Goku is immediately like trying to train, and he's like trying to punch a pillar, but his punches keep landing short of where he's intending. And he's like, my limbs are so much smaller, I can't gauge my reach anymore. Like, I'm not going to be as effective in combat because I have to get so much closer to my opponent than I used to, which is actually the entire reason why Akira Toriyama aged him up to be in an adult body, because he was like, I kind of feel like I hit my limit with what I can do with Goku's tiny little kid body. I wanted him to have longer reach. So he actually goes back and gets his power pole, his old extending magical staff. And I'm like, that's a really great reason to bring it back because, my punches aren't always going to hit, so now I'll have a weapon that can always hit at the reach that I'm used to. I like that. It's neat.
Yeah.
But anyway, all that is to say, Jared, or Daishi in Jared's body, rather, has to do his own training arc to get used to his new human body. And I think that's great because, again, I love parallels of when the villains have to improve at the same rate as the heroes. It's one of the reasons I love My Hero Academia so much. It's one of the reasons that Lost Galaxy got catapulted so high for us.
Yeah.
And then later on, Daishi also gets a Mecha Phantom Beast King mode, and like, sure, it looks interesting, but I like the Black Lion shit more.
It's cool.
And you might be going, wow, Blue is spending a lot of time on Daishi. Would it shock you to find out that he is also in that Power Rangers fighting game that I've played recently?
Nice.
And he's one of my favorite characters to play in that.
Nice.
And you can play as either one. You can play as Daishi or Mecha Phantom Beast King.
Oh, cool.
Am I saying? I think it's just Phantom Beast King. Mecha Phantom Beast is a Yu-Gi-Oh archetype. My bad. They're just planes, by the way. I don't know why. But anyway, all right. So Casey, he has the very typical shonen archetype of, oh boy, can I really be a hero? I was just a towel boy,
He
and
even sound like he's got exactly the right voice for that too.
he does. Um,
This is an odd comment, but I feel like since you spend a lot of time not seeing people's faces in Power Rangers, it's apt. This is a particularly good voices season of Power Rangers. I don't know how else to put that, but I like everyone's voice this season. Like they all fit really well with what they're
I'll
supposed to be.
agree. Lily has one of the most aggressive voices I've ever heard for a girl Power Ranger.
Yeah, true.
She's really good. Like, with the speed of a cheetah. I'm just like, Jesus. Okay.
Yeah, she's a warrior.
Yeah, I dig it. Like, it's really good. It makes sense as someone who is like aspiring to be a martial arts master.
Yeah.
Which is another cool thing is that a lot of episodes center on them all learning a new technique or style or something.
Yeah.
Like Theo again starts with Tonfa, but I think he gets trained in fans later. And
Mm-hmm.
if you're not a martial arts aficionado, you might go, "What the fuck? Fans aren't a weapon." Well, you need to watch more Bruce Lee movies, my friend. You need to watch Bruce Lee movies. You need to watch Code Lyoko. You need to watch Avatar: The Last Airbender because there's a surprising amount of versatility and usefulness in using a fan as a weapon.
Mm-hmm.
And he trains in those, and I'm like, it's really cool, especially because those are typically a very feminine style martial art tool when they are used. So it's nice to see that Lily didn't get relegated to it, but instead it's Theo, who his whole thing is that he's got a more graceful fighting style.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that. Also, I think they get like jet engines strapped onto them, so it's like pretty much all of their martial arts weapons get tiny turbines slapped on them.
Yeah, true.
Because any weapon can be improved with a jet engine.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, one of my favorite weapons ever of all time is like a big ass warhammer that has a rocket engine on the other end of it. So when
Yeah.
you go to swing it at someone, it's just jet propelled.
Yeah.
Um, it's in Kingdom Hearts. Actually, in the Power Rangers team that I designed. Yes, I designed a Power Rangers team with the help of my friends. Our Red Ranger, his weapon was a rocket propelled hammer.
Nice.
Yeah, it was pretty sick. Um, and then Lily, she gets, I think it's nunchaku, and uh, I don't know what her other thing is. Wait, did she get the nunchucks or was that Casey? I'm forgetting what Casey used.
Casey gets the nunchucks. She has a bow staff.
Oh, okay, makes sense, sure. Um, but yeah, so and then they also all so they get their own mode change, like your Super Dino mode, your Swap mode, like how everyone gets a mode change. They get a mode change where they get a white outfit with their colors as the accents on the side,
Yeah,
um,
very cool.
which is I think it's a better look. It looks more Power Rangers that way.
Yeah.
Um, um, but that's fine because you want your super mode to look cooler than your base mode.
Yeah.
And as much as I love Dino Thunder, Super Dino mode is a little questionable.
Yeah. Big spikies.
Yeah, I think it works better with like the White Ranger because he also gets like fucking arm blades.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Uh,
his look sharper too. Like they look like metal, and the other ones are clearly foam.
yeah, so they're a lot less threatening on the other guys.
Yeah.
Even Tommy, because Tommy's stripes are gold, so he gets gold spikes. I'm like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that they're, I don't even know what they're called in this season, like martial mode or whatever. I don't fucking know.
It might be master mode. I can't remember for sure, but it's because they only
Oh yeah,
unlock it after they become Paishwa masters.
it's jungle master mode, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, okay, thank you. You got me there. Um, uh, okay, and then we get our other two rangers. We get RJ, winds up being the Purple Wolf Ranger, and we'll talk more about him in a second. And then we get
Hmm.
the Rhino Ranger, as we mentioned. But then we kind of, sort of, get three extra rangers in that they can manifest the Spirit Rangers, but they're not actually rangers because they're not people. And there's a thing, like I think there's an entire wiki page about it for contentious rangers, and they are figures within the Power Rangers universe
Hmm.
that you could argue like they're under debate about whether or not they can be quantified as rangers. Figures like
Interesting.
figures like the Blue Centurion, is he a ranger? His helmet, his face mask doesn't look like a ranger style, but he is kind of he has
Yeah, he
a
serves the
medical
role
ranger.
of a ranger in the story.
Yeah, he's sort of your sixth ranger. What about the Phantom Ranger? He's got ranger in his name, but again, his
Yeah.
helmet is a different style. We don't know if he has a human form um,
Do
and all this
people
shit.
count the Magna Defender in this category?
Exactly. This is what I'm talking about. I mean, in the Shattered Grid storyline, as told by the fighting game that I've brought up several times, he is quantified as a ranger, but he doesn't have ranger in his name. Um, he it's right. But he wasn't even a ranger initially. He was just a guy. He was essentially a monster.
Yeah.
Like
Just
that's
some
what
dude
he
doing the
looked
right
like.
thing.
And then he just gave his body as armor to another person.
Yeah. And you've got like Korag.
Yeah, exactly. Like, because that is a Power Ranger form, but it's been corrupted by evil. So even though it's under a different name, would that be considered a Ranger in and of
Yeah.
itself outside of him
So
being
yeah,
workable?
interesting. I think I would be inclined to. Oh man, this is tough. It's tough with the Spirit Rangers because yeah, there's no one in there. Now, when they first meet them, they are the spiritual extensions of real people who are like remote puppeting them. But then
Yeah,
later, it's just our main three who are puppeting them. I think.
yeah,
Um,
exactly. Well,
kind
they're
of
sort of
kind of remote pilot.
autonomously. You know what they're actually closer to than being real Rangers? They're closer to the robot Rangers that were made during Turbo that apparently were kept still active, just elsewhere.
Huh. That's
Because
funny.
that was a storyline. They had robot rangers, and
Yeah.
it was again your typical evil Power Ranger team that the Rangers have to fight.
Mhm.
Um, that was done a million times before they got it right with the Psycho Rangers, and but ultimately they were like, these things are still useful. Let's just not use them to like replace the Turbo Rangers. We'll just have them operate elsewhere.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
it's kind of
Interesting.
like that. They're just autonomous, like artificial rangers in a way.
Hmm.
Um, so it's interesting, but they do have their own colors. See, I was going to say you could say that Daishi is technically the Black Ranger for the season, but it's also hard to argue that because one of the Spirit Rangers is black. Um,
Yeah.
and I will say I really dig the Spirit Ranger animals. It's a bat, a shark, and an elephant,
Yes.
which is great. I do love that.
Hmm.
And then now I don't even think they would count as contentious rangers because they're just not rangers. But part of the reason why I made the furry joke, you could argue that well, there's a bunch of seasons that use animal theme like Wild Force. Why aren't they furries? Well, because they don't get literal fur suits in the finale.
Yeah.
And there are 8 masters in this series, including our dead mentor who came back. Like I said, it was death is only a suggestion in Power Rangers usually. Um, and they all are like, we need to extend our animal spirits to the highest level, and they all just turn into fursuits.
Yep.
With the main mentor guy being a fox who even does the cute little fox like wave after they beat the whatever.
Yeah.
It's so as both a Power Rangers fan and a furry. This is less like you got your chocolate in my peanut butter and more like you stuck your dick in a blender. Like,
Nice.
I'm just like, don't like that. That's, well, I'm going to forget that happened. I'm going to try anyway. Yeah, okay. So, and see, this is what makes it really hard to talk about this series in particular is because there's not much of a plot. It's pretty much just various training montages and various issues of the week.
Yeah.
And then at the end, Daishi tries to fuck them all up, but then a greater evil sprouts from him and he winds up having a face turn and helping the Rangers. Which it is always cool when not only does the main villain wind up helping out, but like Camilla also helps out. So she winds up becoming another like figure under contention for Ranger status.
Yeah.
Because
Sure.
technically she does morph, but she's not really accessing the morphing grid. She's just turning into her monster form.
Yeah.
But anyway, now the figures we haven't talked about yet. So RJ. RJ is our first ever Purple Ranger. We did it.
Yeah.
We got there.
I fucking love RJ. He's like a top 10 Rangers for me. I love him. I love this unassuming, definitely stoned pizza chef being a Power Ranger and a ninja master. The don't judge a book by its cover thing right at the beginning of the season. I love RJ.
They have
He's
one
so
of
fun.
the funniest fucking jokes I've ever seen in Power Rangers at the start of the show, where they come to the pizza place and
Yes.
and they just see a random Asian dude, like an old Asian man, sitting at a table, and they all just assume, including Theo, who was
This
also
must
Asian,
be. Yes.
that's got to be the guy. And they go up to him and they're like, "Master, we're ready to train with you," and he's just like, check please," and they're like, "Okay, one guy."
And also, I also really love right after that when they go to RJ and they go, "We're looking for our master," and he just goes, "Aren't we all?" Like he's so fun.
Yeah, it's great.
And also that when he comes to help them and reveals that he's a master, or like the first thing he says to the monster is, "Whoa, dude, step back." It's just like everything he does is so amusing to me.
Yeah.
He's
Also,
so chill.
when he pulls up his sleeve to reveal his Pai Schwa
Mm-hmm.
tattoo, his arm is so fucking veiny. I was just like, Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Yeah.
But yeah. Now, what I really like is in his Ranger form, he has two white strips that come down from his elbow. Which, again, you're not a big Naruto fan, but even you need to know about Rock Lee,
Okay.
right?
Oh, I thought that was you were about to tell me who Rock Lee is. That was like, even you need to know this.
No. Do you not know who Rock Lee is?
I barely know who Naruto is.
God fucking damn it, I am grabbing you by your collar and slapping you repeatedly. Google Rock Lee right now, god damn it.
Rock Lee?
Rock, like Stone,
Rock?
and then Lee, like Bruce Lee.
Lee. Is there a space?
Yes.
Rock Lee. Oh, okay. I thought you said Rock Lee, like broccoli, but without a P.
Well, I mean, that is also part of it because he's green, but,
He is green, I see that.
yeah. Now, you see how his arms are covered in bandages.
Not in this picture. Yes!
Okay, so what he does, he has a move called the Lotus, the primary Lotus specifically, where he starts undoing the bandages from his arms and he lets them dangle down towards like, I don't know, like mid-shin height. And
Nice.
he like bum rushes the enemy so fast, he kicks them up in the air, jumps up, and then he wraps them up in his bandages and then does a spinning pile driver of death. Um, and it's really cool. And it's just it is a very classical martial arts look to have like bandages
Mm.
flowing off of your limbs. And so they emulate that with these white strips that come off of RJ's arms. Um,
Hmm.
and I think it's really cool because again, this season is very much a love letter to classic martial arts films. Um,
Okay.
and and again, I just want to point out, I really like the weapons this season because normally your weapons are weirdly very European, right? Like
Yeah.
you think of the Mighty Morphin weapons, it's a trident and it's an axe, like a war axe, and it's a big old European sword, like a long sword. But like these are all clearly like East Asian uh, martial arts implements. Tonfa are some of my favorite weapons ever.
Nice.
I've actually held Tonfa before, and it feels good. It's
Hmm.
hard to explain because if you're someone who's used to fighting with your fists, which if anybody's heard any of my previous episodes, you probably heard that I was very used to fighting with my fists when I was a kid. Um, Tonfa, they feel good because you use almost the exact same motions when you're swinging your fists, like for just a normal brawling fighting style that you do with Tonfa. Because
Hmm.
they very much are just extensions of a punching style. It's just now instead of potentially hurting your knuckles or your wrists by punching something, you could just slam it with this fucking block of wood that you got.
Nice.
It's great. Uh, and they're fantastic for defense too. Like if for whatever reason you're fighting against someone who is also using a melee weapon like a sword or a knife or whatever, you could just like block with your forearm and you're not worried about getting your forearm cut because the tonfa is blocking for you.
Hmm.
They're great. They're
Yeah.
super simple and their simplicity is what makes them great. And again, they slap little jet engines to them. So they're awesome. They're some of my favorite weapons. I'm so glad to see them in Power Rangers.
Nice.
Nunchucks are cool. They're possibly the most useless martial art weapon ever made. I'm just putting it out there.
I can imagine why they would be.
They're just as liable to hurt you as they are to hurt your opponent, but also it's not even like a high risk, high reward type situation, right? Well, where it's like, well, this is like a double edged sword kind of thing, where it's like I might hurt myself, but I could really hurt my enemy. No, because the momentum you get from spinning the nunchuck is it's not much more, if any more, than the momentum you get from just taking a big swing with a sword or some shit. Like you get the same amount of momentum, so it's why would you risk hurting yourself more for an attack that's not going to do any more damage?
Yeah.
What I'm saying is Michelangelo is the worst ninja. Um, but anyway, yeah. So I'm not a big fan of the nunchucks. Bow staff, again, the bow staff is a weapon that is so useful because of its simplicity, extending your reach, being able to fend off multiple people at once because of the length of it,
Hmm.
um, and being able to use it for not only attacking and defending, but even for mobility assistance. You can fucking pole vault with a bow staff.
Yeah.
Uh, and like, that's a great weapon. Again, fans are much less useful in the real world than they are in martial arts movies, but still, I applaud the creativity. So, like, pretty much everything but Casey's. I'm a big fan of all the other weapons that are on display in this series.
Yeah.
Um, now, let's get to something even worse than Casey's weapon. Again, the Rhino Ranger. His morpher is, correct me if I'm wrong, it's also his weapon, right?
I think so.
I already said I don't like that shit for Dino Charge, and it's even worse here, because at least with Dino Charge, there's still pistols. It's like, okay, but this is still an effective weapon. Um, but this is, how would you even describe this? It's like a gauntlet with a giant blade attachment, but the blade practically looks like it's a fucking wing, like you're about to take off in flight if you wear two of these things. But it's not really a gauntlet because it's got like cannons on the front of it. What the fuck is this thing?
I have no idea.
Yeah, Dominic, the Rhino Ranger. He has probably the best suit in this series. Not only does it
It's
really
a cool
show off that
suit. Yeah.
it's got the horn, and I really like the look of the suit because it looks very much like a gi outfit.
Yeah,
But in
that's
a Power
true.
Ranger, but in a Power Ranger form.
I still
And
like the Wolf Ranger suit better, but I do like this one a lot.
I feel like the Wolf Ranger suit has a little too much paneling to the look.
Sure, yeah.
And it like the white squares that are on it, I feel like take away something. Whereas this, it's very simple: white, orange, black, and that's a fantastic color scheme. You know why? Because they didn't throw fucking purple into. Go listen to our Operation Overdrive episode and the episode before that, if you want to know what we're talking about. But white, orange, black, very simple because black and orange is a great color combo, and black and white is a great color combo. White and orange is whatever, it's like a creamsicle, but that black in there brings those two together, and it's fantastic. He's got the little belt. I dig it.
I do like the belt.
I really like the horn because very little of their animals come through in the others' masks. The closest you get is RJ, which has little cat ears.
Yeah, true.
I don't know if it's literal cat ears. I'm trying to remember exactly what his helmet looks like in my mind right now, but you can tell it's kind of like a wolf thing, right? So, yeah. But I really like Dominic's outfit overall, minus his stupid ass morpher. God, if they just changed that shit, it would be perfect.
Yep.
I want to say there are a few former Power Rangers in the MCU, and the first time I noticed it was with Dominic, because people had been telling me for years to watch Daredevil, and so I finally watched the first episode of Daredevil, and I went, wait a fucking second, that guy's the Rhino Ranger.
Yep. I love that.
He was just Russian now.
Yeah,
and,
I can think of 3 Power Rangers who end up in the MCU. I think.
Who else you got?
So we've got Scott from RPM is going to go on to be the what?
Eka Darville.
Yeah. Wait. Oh yes.
That's the actor's name.
Yes, I just didn't recognize the name for a second. Yes. Yeah, and he goes on to be Malcolm on Jessica Jones, and then yes, and then there's Kira Dino Thunder goes on to be in Cloak and Dagger.
She does?
Yeah, I haven't seen her in it yet. I started Cloak and Dagger. She's not in the first episode, I'll tell you that.
Oh, man.
But I did see that she's in it.
Look, when you see my Rainbow Goth Queen, please let me know.
I will let you know. So I think that's 3. I think there are 3. I mean, Cloak and Dagger is kind of more loosely MCU than the other ones, I think, but I don't know. I haven't actually watched it through yet.
If this episode ever somehow gets listened to by the actress who plays Kira, and she's ever desperate enough, then, girl, I will treat you right. Please give me a chance. You're also far richer than I am, I'm sure, so me being poor really isn't a factor. Anyway.
But yes, Dominic is, whatever the fuck his name was. He's Russian. in Daredevil.
It's like Dimitri or some shit, I'm sure.
Yeah. And he's pretty compelling in that. He's a really good actor.
Yeah, he was cool. Like, I really thought he was going to be a longer lasting character than he was, because he is like one of the only people that was part of the bad guys organization that was like talking back to them.
Yeah.
It was cool. It's a shame that he didn't last that long in the end, but I think he did a really good job while he was there. He was very compelling. He's like the only henchman from like pretty much any of that series that I really remember.
Yeah.
Now, could it be aided by the fact that I kept paying attention to him because I recognized him as a Power Ranger? Maybe. But I also don't remember hardly any. I didn't remember Malcolm's name. So I don't think virtue of being a Power Ranger is enough to make me really care about a character.
Okay, I'm sure.
Um, then again, I also didn't keep watching Jessica Jones because that show was too fucked up for me to enjoy.
It is really fucked up. That is a dark show.
It is for any of you pussies who are sniveling about the MCU being for babies. Watch Jessica Jones. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what you want. You want a fucking Walking Dead, or you want an Attack on Titan, but with
Yeah,
superheroes.
there's a fucking tonal shift.
Yeah,
It's Jessica Jones.
yeah. You want to be depressed? There you go, babies. There's your depressing ass
Just
MCU.
sheer trauma.
It's God, like themes of rape and shit. Just like that.
Hmm.
Not even themes, like actual rape and shit.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, definitely a lot of really fucked up stuff.
Yeah. Which again, maybe if all of that traumatic stuff is like fantastical to you, like you haven't experienced that shit in your real life, then I'm sure it's more enjoyable. I've got a tragic backstory, and
Yeah.
a lot of that stuff is a lot harder to enjoy when you can relate it to real things that have happened.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, all right. What else do we have to say about Jungle Fairy? See, again, this is where I start to struggle because we don't have a huge cast of characters. I mean, we kind of do, but they're all just the mentors. Which, what do you say about one of the mentors is blind and he does the bat guy? Okay.
Yeah.
I guess we could talk about the fact that this is one of the only, I think, the only Power Rangers series where we have a commentator. Um, we talked about
Oh, yes, with
this a
Kelson
long,
Henderson returns.
we talked about this a long time ago, and you and I have very different opinions. I fucking hate Flit.
I just love Kelson Henderson. I just think that if he's showing up, I'm enjoying what he's doing.
That's fine, but I couldn't even register that it was him because he's a CGI fly.
That's fair.
It's really annoying, and also, like, you want to talk about jumping the shark. Like, okay, so Camille not only ate a sentient fly that is super invested in commentating over giant robot battles, but he also manages to get himself barfed up every time she's witnessing a giant robot battle,
Yeah.
and then she eats him again. Okay.
I am completely convinced that this is a vor fetish based consensual relationship.
You know what? This is a weirdly kinky season, what with the furry shit. So I'm willing to subscribe to this theory.
Yeah.
We get horny for Power Rangers so much, but I think this is truly
It's the
series
tight
where
spandex.
it's the tight spandex. It does a lot of work. Um, Also, they have a tendency to hire extremely attractive people.
Yeah.
We didn't out and out say it because she's the only girl ranger for this season, but Lily is also still continuing the trend of yellow rangers being gorgeous.
Very attractive.
Um, Again, I like her dominant energy. It's good.
Yeah.
Um, like, because what would you say as far, are there any like plot beats, like important arcs that I'm forgetting right now? Because
A little bit. We deal with Casey. No, not Casey's dad. RJ's dad being. Was it RJ's dad? I think it's RJ's dad being the shark master guy, and that they clearly don't have the best relationship, and so there's like a little arc about mending that, and so it's like, yeah, there's little things in there.
okay, but yeah, it's all very inconsequential. Like they really focus in on just the martial arts aspect and
Yeah,
very
just
little
look how
else.
cool everyone looks.
And
Is what most of this season is.
to be clear, I'm not saying that that's a detriment to the season. I appreciate that they had a vision for what they wanted to achieve and they put a lot of focus into it. And I think it is effective. From what I've seen, pretty much all of the martial arts training stuff, it's good. Again, I'm a martial arts fan. I grew up with
Yeah.
like Jackie Chan Adventures and Shaolin Showdown and I do like seeing someone hone and perfect their craft. And I think one of my favorite things about martial arts is it's not just physicality, it's philosophy. You,
Yeah.
through deepening your understanding of the way your body and mind can work in concert, the way your body and mind working in concert can interact with the world around you, and how you can extend your senses beyond your own physical limitations, it all bleeds so naturally into the philosophical aspects,
Hmm.
which is why they say, like, you don't learn martial arts to beat people up. You learn martial arts partly to be able to protect yourself and others, but usually to mentally train yourself, to learn things like discipline,
Mm.
confidence, empathy, and understanding. Like, these are things that typically these days we go to therapy for, but
Yeah.
before therapists, there were martial arts schools. And I just think that shit is really well. And so when I say they don't do anything really but that stuff, I really want to impress upon people that is not me saying it's a negative. I'm just saying it's hard for me to talk about in this episode.
Yeah.
Because the only way you can really get the experience of it is to watch the fucking show. I can't be like, and then they learn the value of not being afraid of the dark or whatever without it sounding really ham-fisted.
Yeah, and it's like, and then Theo has an episode where he needs to regain his confidence, and Casey has an episode about, like I think Lily has an episode about trusting people. Casey has an episode about listening to advice, basically.
And granted, we have a lot of those kind of life lesson standalone episodes in old Power Rangers, but
Yeah.
I think again, it's done better here because those life lessons, when done in a Saved by the Bell kind of environment, like what we had in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers in those first like 6 seasons, feels like a Saturday morning, like remember to recycle, kids, like it's the end of Captain Planet episode. But here, it just is natural
Yeah.
to a martial arts lesson. And a martial
Yes.
arts lesson isn't just here's how to do this cool spin kick. It's also what can learning how to do this spin kick teach you about yourself.
Yeah, I guess we should, we always at least mention the staples of a Power Ranger season, and one of them is the main hangout and the main base, and I like that it's the same place in this season, that it's just, they work at this pizza shop, and then they have this upstairs,
Like,
dojo place.
yeah.
Yeah. I think that's neat. I like the look and style of both the pizza place and their little base. And yeah,
It is
that's
funny
all
because
fun.
Theo especially, like, he actually leans closer to Jared than the other two in that he's got a real issue with his ego. And
Hmm.
he actually initially feels humiliated having to work a normal like entry level job at a pizza place because he's
Yeah.
like, not only am I a master martial artist who's honed his craft for years, but now I'm a Power Ranger. I'm destined for better things. And RJ pretty much has to smack him and be like, no, bad, no ego, learn how to be humble. God damn it.
Hmm.
And really like that's a big part of I almost said RJ of Theo's journey is learning humility,
Yeah.
which is great. Lily, other than like her standalone episodes here and there, she doesn't really have a big overarching thing. Like Casey's overarching thing is learning confidence, learning how to be a leader, and Theo's big overarching thing is learning humility and learning how to be part of a team. But Lily's pretty good. Like
Yeah.
overall, she doesn't have many weaknesses at the
Yeah.
start.
She's pretty emotionally healthy. It's just doing the right thing.
Yeah, damn women getting to go to therapy without being judged. Um, all right, yeah, because even RJ has this shit with his dad. So, and Dominic is also there. I would also have to go to therapy if I had to lug that fucking morpher around.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Um, I really don't know anything about Dominic. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, I keep forgetting that that is a weak point of this season is that he really did not make much of an impact as a character because I don't think they really did much with him.
Yeah, I agree on that. Like I said, Daishi is a goated character. He is an extremely menacing villain. um, throughout like most of it, and then he turns into an extremely formidable ally by the end. Um, Even bringing Camille, I like that Camille is not dedicated to good or evil. She's just dedicated to Daishi. So when he's like, I'm gonna fuck this evil shit, I'm gonna help the Power Rangers take that motherfucker down. She's just like, all right, and he's like, huh? And she's like, yeah, I'm coming with you. He's like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
Um, so that's great. Uh, Yeah, I think I do really enjoy Jungle Fury. I think that there's some gaps that, oh, we didn't even talk about, what's her name? Fran?
Oh yeah, she's fun.
Sure.
That's a fun little side character.
Yeah, I guess. I do think it's funny that she's like apparently so neurotic and anxious that she can barely function in human society. So she just keeps coming to this pizza place, which is one of the only places she feels comfortable at, and she just spends so much time there that when the Power Rangers need to like leave to do some shit, she's just like, I know literally everything about this place. I can run it while you guys are gone.
Hmm.
She doesn't work there, but she just runs the
Yeah, that's kind of
place.
fun.
That is funny. I dig that. And she's cute, so sure. Um, I think I've said everything I have to say about it. Do you have any other things to say before we rate it?
I don't think so. I'm sure I'll think of something after we stop, but
As is our
nothing in
way.
my head right now.
So, I I think overall, before we give the official ranking, I'm just going to say it's a really good season. There's a good reason why people look back on it fondly. There's a good reason why Casey was one of the only people that was brought back for stupid
Oh,
Megaforce.
I remember to think. Firstly, yes, he is responsible for my only enjoyable episode of Super Mega Force. I think.
Yeah, I
Um,
agree.
I really liked that episode because he was fun in it.
And then he
Because
was a ghost. Was he ever there at all? Ooh.
ooh, so I forgot to mention just because I wanted to mention where I was in my general experience of Power Rangers at the time is because I had watched Ninja Storm, Dino Thunder, and SPD as they came out. I watched parts of Mystic Force as it came out, but then I had kind of like dropped Power Rangers a little bit and did not watch Operation Overdrive as it came out.
One of the best decisions you could have ever made.
And then I saw and I was like, oh, they're coming back. It's 2008. And I was like, I know that I'm too old for this as I'm entering my trying to grow up too fast era. Um, and I'm like, but I want to watch it though. And then I put it on, and as soon as they started, I really love the theme song. The like super upbeat.
Oh, we didn't even talk about it.
Yeah.
Like pop rock. Cause you're the Power Rangers, Jungle Fury. It's so fucking good.
It's really upbeat. It's really uplifting. And so I was in from the moment I heard that theme song. I was like, all right, I'm watching this one. This is fun.
Yeah. I guess
Fuck anyone for telling me I'm supposed to grow up.
I'll share my experience. Uh, as you guys know, I'm an actual '90s kid, which means I'm practically 1 foot in the grave as far as the internet's concerned. Um, so I, uh, you know, my earliest memories of Power Rangers really were Power Rangers Turbo. I had grown up watching Mighty Morphin and Zeo, but I was too little baby brain to really like have that stick in my head. Um,
Hmm.
I think I was like 6 or 7 when I got the Power Rangers Turbo Justin punching action figure
Hmm.
for Christmas. So, um, I watched In Space, and then I didn't watch Lost Galaxy or Lightspeed Rescue, but I watched Time Force when it was on Fox Kids, and then I stopped watching Power Rangers. And then I remember when I was in like middle school when for whatever reason my mom bought a Mickey Mouse TV, and to be clear, it is a television that was red but had black mouse ears on top of it. Um, so it was a Mickey Mouse TV.
Hmm.
Uh, and it was like back in our sunroom. And, and uh, one day I was just checking out what was on TV then, and I saw that it was like, I think it was Mystic Force at the time. And I was like, Power Rangers with capes. Things were better when I was a kid. Um, and then I saw like, I remember being in stores and seeing like the Operation Overdrive coloring books and whatnot. And then like in 2008, I was like, you know what? I'm getting really nostalgic. I'm nearing the end of my high school years at this point. Um, I want to check out Power Rangers. And I watched the first couple episodes of Jungle Fury online. Thought it was really cool. I just didn't stick with it. And then next year I was like, maybe I'll try it one more time. Maybe I'll try watching Power Rangers one more time.
Hmm.
And that was RPM, and I was just like, oh my god! And I watched every episode of that shit. So I'm sure my rating for next week is already a lock, but we'll see. We'll talk about it. But for this week, now that we've given our experiences, read the list, Jordan.
All right. So you currently have in first place Time Force, followed by SPD, Dino Thunder, In Space, Lost Galaxy, Ninja Storm, Zeo, Mighty Morphin, Lightspeed Rescue, Mystic Force, Turbo, Wild Force, and Operation Overdrive in last place.
Mm. Okay.
This is going to be an interesting one.
I feel like this might be somewhere around the range of In Space. What was below In Space?
Below In Space, you have Lost Galaxy.
And below that?
Ninja Storm.
Now, I definitely know that Jungle Fury's higher than Ninja Storm for me.
Mm-hmm.
Lost Galaxy, again, they both have the training sequences, but because this is an entire series that focuses on training sequences, as opposed to it just being the villain, I think that's going to elevate it. Besides, I like the fighting style and the characters and everything more. So now it really comes down to, do I think this is better than In Space? I'm gonna say no. because
All right.
because where this is stronger in the aspects of things like the martial arts and everything, it's hard to ignore that we can't say much about an actual plot for this season, whereas In Space is so heavily plot centered.
True.
So I think I would have Jungle Fury lower than In Space, but above Lost Galaxy.
Okay. So that puts it at 5th place for you for now.
That sounds fair.
All right. My current list is Dino Thunder, SPD, Ninja Storm, Time Force, In Space, Lost Galaxy, Mighty Morphin, Zeo, Lightspeed Rescue, Mystic Force, Wild Force, Turbo, and Operation Overdrive in last place. All right. All right. Okay, so Ninja Storm still has that nostalgia bump there. Let's see. I can't, in good conscience, put this above Time Force.
Yeah, I swear. I was going to say, like, if you put Time Force any lower, we're going to fight.
I cannot, in good conscience, put this above Time Force. So now I'm stuck with the same question that you had. Is this better than In Space? Yeah, In Space did have all the story elements. It had the kind of epic conclusion of the Zordon arc in a way.
It had the Psycho Rangers.
It had the Psycho Rangers. Ooh, yeah. That's big. All right. Yeah, it's going right under In Space.
Yeah. I think that's a very fair place for
So
this
this
series.
puts it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14. So almost halfway down for me.
But don't worry, that ratio will get much better for it because seasons after the next one
There's so many seasons coming that are just gonna
bad.
just float straight to the bottom, and then there's some that are gonna float pretty high, shockingly high.
Yeah,
so,
but I would say that there's definitely more bad than good coming up.
I believe so. I'm real excited to get to all those.
Yeah. All right. I think that's gonna do it for right now. Oh, these fucking bugs. Sorry, we have a bug problem here every once in a while, and um, I've been eating a pizza, and I just saw one crawl up, like he was gonna approach my plate, like ooh food, and I had to like move and be like, no, motherfucker, I will kill you, and he ran away. Um,
Nice.
uh, anyway, uh, yeah, I think overall, Jumbo Fury was a good series. It's remembered very fondly for good reason, but there are a few pitfalls where they didn't, um, like, I appreciate that they focused so much on the martial arts aspect, but I think in some ways that was actually detrimental to being a memorable story overall.
Yeah.
Um, So for a martial arts show, it's great. It loses a little points in being a good Power Rangers show, but what it does well, it still does so well that it still brings it up pretty high up on the list.
Yeah.
So overall, a very good season. Um, I'm pretty comfortable where with it is on our lists.
hmm
I fucked that sentence up, but you know what I mean.
So
Uh,
next time we get to do RPM.
oh yes, this is what I've been waiting for. Um, which suddenly makes our earlier conversation worry me because we were discussing before we started recording whether or not we were going to talk about this or the Venom movies. And if we wind up doing the Venom movies next week instead of RPM, I can just already imagine myself being like the
We
whole
can
time.
figure out how to do both in one weekend.
Yeah, but my thing is I just can't do them both on the same day, so it would have to be like one day then the other.
Oh, yeah, sure. We can figure that
And
out.
to be clear, there's technically nothing stopping me from recording another episode right now, but I don't want
Yeah.
to. Because I should also say, yesterday was full of me socializing. I talked to my friend on the phone for about 3 hours,
Oof.
and then I spoke to my other friend last night for another hour, hour and a half, and now we've been talking for an hour and a half, and I got to go to work tomorrow, and I'm just like, I need alone time. All right. But yeah, we'll figure it out. And if we don't talk about Venom next week, who cares? Who do we work for? We make our own schedules, baby. This is
Mhm.
Skate Quarter. I'm in charge. All right. So speaking of everybody, thank you for listening to this episode of Cape Corner, this incredibly unhinged one that started off like more insane than usual. Um, if you like that stupid shit that we do, you can check out the Discord. The link is in the description. You can talk to us. You can make suggestions for what you want to listen to, and you can get a full archive of all the episodes and also updates. As soon as the episode goes up, you'll get an update from me. You can also find me. I guess you can find me on Tumblr. Why not? Uh, Beyond Blue 2 on Tumblr. Uh, Jordan is Jordan Blueman on most
Mhm.
things. I got to remember I can no longer say you can support the series until I manage to get something set up. Maybe I'll still have a coffee or something. I don't know. Um, but not that I really drink coffee, but it's for money, not coffee. Anyway, point is,
Mhm.
you can also check out the Hall of Pods podcast network. Jordan's podcast, The Fandom Optimist, is on there, as well as the SJW Comic Book Club and True Believers Comic Book Podcast and Movies to Watch Before You Die.
Mhm.
Um, I think that's going to be it, right?
I think so.
All right. Everybody, thank you again for listening. Make sure to check out when we get to RPM because I'm going to be so fucking
Mhm.
excited for that one. Um, uh, if you want a quick little glimpse, a quick little preview, uh, Ziggy is one of the best Power Rangers ever, and I will go into detail about it. All right. Once again, thank you all for listening. Stay strong, stay true to yourselves, and remember, we can all be heroes.